Okay, this is the M-Audio Oxygen49. This is a MIDI controller. This is not a synthesizer. The difference being this doesn't have any built-in MIDI sound. You need a VST instrument on your computer or a MIDI interface in order to get some sound out. So basically this is just a keyboard with some buttons, slider and knobs. You can power this, feed it to your computer two different ways with a MIDI output and the power adapter, or just by a USB cable. You can also add a sustain pedal, and this is the on and off switch. So using Cubase, I'm going to load a couple VST instruments. First I'm going to load some strings. I'm going to use the classic strings, one that I use quite often. And my second instrument, I will use a piano. There you go. Now we need to load some MIDI tracks. Now this is where it gets fun. On the MIDI track, you just select one, and the input, mine by default is always the USB Oxygen49, because right now it's the only MIDI controller that I own. But if you would have multiple one, you could select which one you want to use right in here. Now as the output, this is where I'm going to select my VST instrument. So I'm going to select this track as my string and this one as my piano. Now you could always lower the volume on the tracks because they have tendency to be pretty loud. So in order to hear the sound on the track, you need to press the record button on the track itself. Now I got my piano, and now I got my string and piano. Now for live situations, you want to have as much control as possible over the VST instruments. So what I do is I load each one of them on my screen, and the one that I'll activate, like this one right now is the Embracer, will be the one that I have control with, the MIDI controller. So by default I already have all my buttons set. So if I move this knob here, I'll be controlling my wave on my screen right in here. So this is going to move as I move this, and this one will move my my fine tune if I slide it like this. And the same thing applies for the virtual piano. If I select this one and I move my F6 button, I'll be moving my decay slider right in here. So the same goes with any VST instruments that you will load on the screen. The best is to have two of those, so you'll have one for each VST instrument, so you'll have more flexibility. I sometimes do that for live. I will set my bottom one to my strings because that's the one I use most, and I will use my other one for other sounds that I want to use. And you can always set the button, like the preset, to move between all the presets on the instruments. And that's about it.